Hi there to my fire dominant people. So the way these readings work, if this is your first time, you're gonna go to whatever reading speaks to you, right? The title, if you know you have a lot of fire in your chart and you're called to the fire reading, that's why you're here. If you're unclear, you might want to go to astro.com and look at the balance of elements in your chart to see what elements are dominant. You might also just resonate with a certain element because that's your style, and that's fine too. However it works out for you. If the title resonates, it's a good indication. So looking at my fire dominant people. Interesting. All right, so retirement is the first card that's coming up. And this deck is about milestones in life, right? Changes in timing in life. But this might be an extension of last week's reading for fire signs about taking some time out for stellar self-care, kind of going into yin energy, receptive energy, right? Coming out of the burnout of yang energy and productivity and always having to do and go, and kind of feeling like maybe you're forced to sort of go inside and rest, rejuvenate, relax. We have garnet coming up, which is a beautiful crystal. Purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. So maybe this time of distancing, right, and self-quarantining is a time to really refine what you're digesting, putting in your body, surrounding yourself with, right, purifying the environment of clutter, purifying diet, refining what has access to you, right, and what you watch and things like that. Garnet is also sometimes has fire in it, right? If you look into a garnet, sometimes there's some sparkle, some fire, and it can be a passionate stone, right? Getting in touch with your passion and grounding. It can be very grounding. Bringing you a lot of earth energy for that fire, right? Grounding it down. And perhaps there's a little bit of burnout here. That can happen with a lot of fire, right? Go, 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 go until we can't. And then that creates some suffering, right? Because that's how we identify as go-getter, doer. So time to decide. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. What is your heart longing for? What are you passionate about, right? Because perhaps you were doing a lot of things for reasons other than your desire to, right? For reasons other than pure passion and joy. Maybe you're having an opportunity right now to, maybe retirement has a literal meaning where you're retiring from a job, or it also could mean that you've been let go from a job because of what's happening in the world, right? A lot of us have that experience right now. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to start that creative project. No pressure, right? This isn't like why aren't you productive? You have all the time in the world. You're going through a lot emotionally right now. So this isn't about being harder on yourself and cracking the whip, right? Because if there is burnout here, we're rebuilding, we're purifying our energy, right? And restoring. And so continuing to do so until the passion starts building, right? The fire starts growing again. It's not about caffeinating and pushing yourself through. That hasn't worked in the past, and it's not going to work now. So we're deciding how we want to move forward here by just allowing the passion to come in, right? You're in the deciding process about what you're going to do with your time. So that doesn't mean act yet, right? So we're not moving quite yet. It's about deciding. How are you going to decide? Well, what are you passionate about? What brings you passion? Allow your heart to sing. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. What brings you joy? What brings you passion? What sounds fun right now? And allow that to roll around in your brain as you're relaxing, rejuvenating, allowing the fire to grow again and build. As the weather warms, that starts to happen too, right? And an extension of passion is flirting, lighthearted energy, playing with people, right? Joking around with people, having fun. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So, and it also with this passion is maybe there's someone you're interested in, you're flirting with, and that's exciting you at this time as well. Or maybe you're interested in doing that, right? In meeting people and probably virtually, probably through the internet. And that's something that you're interested in looking into now. Right, as productivity isn't the focus currently, maybe other things are getting your focus. And maybe that's part of the purpose of this time. That there are other aspects of life besides success, right? That can be on purpose as well. That can be part of your purpose as well. And maybe focusing on your relationship or finding a relationship, building, creating a relationship that's passionate and lighthearted and fun, that adds something to your life, right? Fire dominants tend to be independent people and want a partner that brings something to the table, right? Adds to quality of life. Is passionate as well, has their own goals, right? So they can move forward together that way and have adventures and fun and humor and laughter. And so maybe you're considering that right now, looking into that. Let's pull an archetype card by Carolyn Meese to see what part of yourself wants to take the spotlight or to reveal more information. Okay, Hermit. Interesting. Hermit's coming up. Light attributes are seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And then the shadow attributes are withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. So maybe there's part of you that is so self-identified as doer, as achiever, as productive person, a creative person, that a time of rest is hard. It's like a blow to the ego. And there's part of you that just would rather just withdraw than face people right now. And so it might be counterintuitive to extend this lighthearted energy. It might be counterintuitive to have passionate conversation right now because you believe that part of the value you bring is your ability to achieve your goals and your passion for your purpose and career and all of that. So the hermit in you wants to step forward, and maybe it's activated right now, right? You want to be a recluse, and if I have to self-care and self-soothe, I'm just going to drop off the map for a bit. Well, you're encouraged to do the opposite of that, actually. So if that's your inclination, and certainly if you're an introvert and you need that time, certainly, right? Take that time for yourself, but also balance it with having fun and lighthearted conversation, or Zoom meeting, right? with people that you enjoy, people that share your passion, right? As you sort of rebuild your stores here, your energy stores. Let's go to the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti and see if there's any more information that wants to come through. As you're sort of deciding how to move forward right now. And maybe you're in hermit mode as you decide, right? And know that that's okay. That's coming through in the cards, and that's okay. That's how you best know to cope right now. Interesting. So the Nine of Pentacles is coming out. This is a very independent person, right? Usually a woman. Very independent, goal-oriented, achiever, right? Achiever, someone who is fulfilled, right? Someone who has security as far as or made themselves so there's stability here, right? There's stability. So that can be financial stability, emotional stability, just this confidence in themselves, right? And while Pentacles are earth, this is very much indicative of the independence of a fire dominant person, right? So very passionate person, and maybe this is also coming in because air is medicine for you. We talked about, you can see the butterflies and the bird, right? And out in nature, right? This woman is out in nature, grounding, right? And Garnet did come in for grounding, grounding energy. So being out in nature can be very grounding, right? Feeling the wind. And that can be part of this recoup, this rejuvenating time, right? As you're deciding how to move forward. And then we have the Six of Wands here, and this is the achiever part. This is the fire, right? The Six of Wands is a victory card, victory, parade, back into town, having achieved the goal, having won the battle. So these characters and these cards, these people are facing opposite directions. So maybe this is part of what you're deciding. Do I achieve my next goal, or do I ground and enjoy nature and kind of recoup right now? As they kind of face opposite directions, that can be an indication of a choice, two different directions. Where do I go? I'm being pulled in two different directions. And clearly what's coming first is this time of independence, right? Much like the Hermit that came out. So this time of independence, connecting to nature, connecting to the air element, the wind outside in nature, seeing the signs everywhere, gathering the synchronicities, Um, right, and the parrot there, I believe it's a parrot. Yeah, it's a parrot with like a mask on. Can be a messenger, right? Waiting on a communication or a message. Or waiting on the return of somebody, right? If there's someone that you have interest for. Generally, fire dominant people don't tend to get too attached. They're usually able to move on fairly quickly, right? As they're very independent. And the fire kind of burns up attachment. So perhaps there was this Ten of Swords moment in the past, though, where there was betrayal. There was a backstabbing. Maybe this has been an experience you've had in the past in relationships, so you just don't prioritize it or value it because it's created so much pain and that prevented you from achieving. So it's not something you prioritize or even look for. It kind of finds you. And sometimes when that happens, it's just the wrong person. They just want to get in front of your eyes. And you end up getting hurt. So the Four of Cups is also coming out. So maybe you are dreaming of, wow, I wish I was quarantined with somebody special. I wish I had somebody that I could lean on and have this emotional intimacy with, a partnership, right? And there are more birds here. There's a squirrel. There's a little mouse, right? So there are animal messengers in here too. And there's like this dreamy quality of this card. So this person is leaning back and dreaming of someone offering their love, offering a cup. So maybe there is part of you that wishes or dreams of having that. And maybe this energy of independence, as well as this need to be the winner or victor, has created not good situations in the past, right? And the deer there, that's kind of indicative of, or symbolic of gentility, right? The gentle nature of a deer. Is calling in that energy for you. It's a sign of, if you can be gentle with yourself, you can extend that to others. But until then, there's this harsh energy, right? Of winner versus loser. And that usually doesn't really work out in relationships, right? When we're competing constantly. That energy is a very passionate energy that needs to be channeled appropriately. Maybe you found yourself in really passionate connections before, and it created and it can turn into rage and anger and competition if it's not channeled appropriately, right? By having adventures together, by having a lot of sexual intimacy together, right? It needs to be channeled appropriately. And when that doesn't happen, it just turns into competition and anger and argument. Also, humor can be helpful, right, in diffusing that energy. But maybe it's just about finding a better match of a partner, someone who has a cup of love, who maybe has a little more water, right? And also getting in touch with your water. If you're fire dominant and you don't have access to a lot of water, just naturally, just finding people who are more water dominant in style, in love style, around you who are a little more nurturing, gentle, maybe romantic, right? Who can sort of model that for you, looking into that style. Because water can be medicine for people who have who operate on a lot of fire, right? It could be medicine. And then the last card that comes out is the Lovers. The Lovers, and notice there is light as far as, and that can be fire, and there is water as well. With the dolphins there, that's indicative of a soulmate coming in. So maybe your question, or maybe there is a question about a soulmate relationship, if a person's right for you, if there is someone out there for you. Well, the Lovers is coming in, right? And the Lovers is a passionate connection, right? This is a major arcana card. So and the major arcana is a major event. So maybe this time, as well as this card that is about events and changes in life, this is a time of focusing on other aspects of life, like partnership, right? As you go through this time of possible distancing and right, not having the same outlets for your productivity. Maybe this is one of the opportunities of this time is to look into partnership and investing in that for yourself, and finding someone that you can create that passionate, fun, lighthearted, loving connection with. Maybe, and that is worthwhile too, right? With the right person. So let's take one last card from the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr and see how this reading wants to close up. Love is in the cards here. Passionate love, something that will be exciting for you, enough for you, right? Is a fire sign or fire dominant. Flirty and fun. With the right amount of emotional intimacy as well. A soulmate. All right. Compassion for all. Sorry. I bumped that. More animal friends, see? Compassion for all. Compassion is the beating heart of all spiritual practices. The peace you seek comes from the peace you create. Extend your compassion to all beings today, including yourself. Everyone benefits when you are kind. May all beings be happy and free. Interesting, right? How it came up earlier to take stellar care of yourself so that can extend to others, to be gentle with yourself so that can overflow and extend to others. And what overflows? Water, right? So connecting to the water element to temper some of that fire, right? And possibly working through these past hurts. Fire is an element that is also connected to forgiveness, right? Being able to let something go and move forward is an expression of fire. So fire dominants are also very warm-hearted. So while fire does tend to get the reputation of harsh and direct in speech and coming in hot and leaving just as fast, right? There also is this warm-hearted compassion for other beings, and tempering a good dose of fire with some water as medicine makes for a really great partner, right? A creative, passionate, fun, adventurous partnership. So, and it's in the cards for you as the Lovers shows up, right? So let me know if this reading resonated. If you have other dominant elements in your chart, check out those readings as well. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That's very valuable to me. I appreciate that. If you want an individual reading, personal reading or session, or want to make an energy exchange donation, all that information will be in the description of this video. And I'm wishing you a really beautiful week. This is a great reading. All right, fire dominance. I will see you next week. Bye.